I began ice skating when I was 5. I loved it immediately and really took to performing. My favorite children's book, I still have it, is The Little Skater, a story about Janie. They got my name right, but the hair color was wrong. It's weird, but only a few photographs from my 7+ years of skating are anywhere to be found. I have a couple from when I was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, and one of me at age 6 or 7 in a Spangly number. I quit skating at 13. I was landing double axels, and skating was taking up a lot of time. I was going into high school, and I wanted a life separate from the South Shore Skating School. In college, I turned away from my emphasis on athletics and became interested in matters of the mind, philosophy, and nature of reality kinds of questions. Philosophy stretched my thinking in new directions, and I particularly liked it when science dovetailed my philosophical explorations and helped me make the case that the universe is much more magical and mysterious than it is predictable and machine-like. Quantum leap. It's in physics when the electron orbits the nucleus of an atom and at an unpredictable moment makes a leap to another level. So science, which assumes predictability, assumes that if it studies something long enough, it can know how it will behave in a day, in a week, in 10 years. Really, when it gets down to that subatomic level, unpredictability rules.
I think it's important to set goals, but I think it's more important to set appropriate goals and not try and do too much or be something too big too fast. So, but I think it's really important in life.
I mean, there's a big debate in neurology now, or in the field of consciousness, where the traditional materialistic science viewpoint says that consciousness is just an emergent property of the brain. It just so happens that if you put enough brain cells together, people get the delusion that they're conscious, but it's just a byproduct of having so many brain cells, and the consciousness is an illusion. That's, version 1. Of course, version 2 is more or less the other end that says, well, consciousness is the basis of the universe, and consciousness organizes things together and eventually makes brains. There's a way in which the universe provides for things. The universe provides for all these connections to happen that you may not really be able to put together. The kicker is, once you realize the universe is working that way and you accept that, then it starts happening more and more. So once you start looking for the omens, they appear, a whole lot more.
We ask about signs, we want confirmation or guidance, and as I'm undertaking this venture, I'm really wondering, I hadn't yet rented Parade Ice Guard, so I hadn't put the money down, I hadn't really gone that step, and I'm wondering, is this really the right thing to do? So this is, I'm going through my doubt phase, September and October, and October is when I started with my coach Thomas Amon. In October, it turns out that the United States Post Office issued a one of their Legends stamps, and lo and behold, there's Judy Garland, and it's all about Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. For those who may not be familiar with Minneapolis or North Minneapolis, it's a high crime, violence rate neighborhood, which is kind of beleaguered by many problems regularly. And actually the program I teach, I first taught in North Minneapolis in 1991. So I used to skate, hadn't skated for 36 years. Actually, in the course of 36 years, I maybe skated 25 times. And I put my skates back on, started training, got a coach, and am planning to do this performance. Well, on December 21st, so it's Thursday, and I think that's when you guys started on break for Christmas break, I was practicing my jumps over at the Continuum Center. I had cleared out a space on the floor, put down rugs, and I was practicing my jumps. I fell wrong. So I broke, you know the bones that go up to your toes, on the top of your foot? They're called metatarsal bones. So I broke 2 metatarsal bones, snapped them, fell flat on that. And so somebody could say, well, you know, and this class is all about, you can talk about the physical descriptions of circumstances, but what they mean is up to you. There is no reality to a situation separate from your interpretation. So somebody could say, oh, the reality is it's over, forget the skating. The reality is this is the worst thing that could happen. Well, maybe that's somebody else's reality, it wasn't going to be mine.
You're probably looking at 4 to 6 months before you want to get back to doing your strenuous things.
Jane, congratulations. Happy birthday. Da 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 da.
I think my knees are knocking more than hers. Without further conversation, I am honored to introduce Jane Barish.